Everyone believes that once you're rich, the fear of money disappears. But that's the cruel irony. The richer people get, the more they worry. Not about bills or survival, but about loss. Loss of comfort, loss of status, loss of identity. Today, we're exposing why even the wealthy live with quiet financial anxiety, and how that same fear might already be controlling your life. Let's start with the truth. Money doesn't erase fear, it just changes its shape. When you have nothing, you fear hunger. When you have everything, you fear losing it. And the richer someone becomes, the more their mind calculates risk. Every investment, every relationship, every decision is filtered through one whisper. What if this costs me everything? That whisper comes from evolution, not economy. Thousands of years ago, losing your food or shelter meant death. So your brain evolved to treat any kind of loss as danger. Now it's 2025. You're not hunting mammoths, but your nervous system still reacts to a dip in your bank balance, as if a predator is nearby. That's why even millionaires feel stress when the market drops. They're not greedy, they're wired for survival. But here's the darker layer. The more wealth someone builds, the more their identity fuses with it. It stops being "I have money." It becomes "I am money." Every car, property, or business deal becomes an extension of self-worth. So when something threatens that wealth, it feels like ego death. You're not just losing numbers, you're losing you. Psychologists call this loss aversion. We fear losing what we already have twice as much as we enjoy gaining something new. That's why rich people often play defense while poor people dream of attack. The poor imagine gain, the rich imagine collapse. It's the same fear, dressed in different clothes. You can see this pattern everywhere. The executive who refreshes his portfolio every hour. The entrepreneur who can't take a break, because what if the momentum dies? The celebrity who keeps buying, not out of joy, but out of panic that relevance is slipping. They aren't free, they're protecting their prison. Let me tell you a story. In 2011, a tech founder I met had just sold his startup for over $20 million. He said the first week felt like heaven. The second week felt like exposure. He suddenly worried about lawsuits, fake friends, bad press. He told me, "I worked 15 years to feel safe, and I've never felt more hunted." That's the hidden curse of wealth. Your possessions multiply faster than your peace. But there's another reason rich people fear losing it all: comparison. Once you enter the world of wealth, there's always someone richer. You buy a Tesla, your neighbor buys a Ferrari. You get a penthouse, your colleague gets a private island. You can't win because the scoreboard has no end. So instead of celebrating success, the mind stays locked in competition. It's not fear of poverty anymore. It's fear of being second. And the more you compare, the more you chase security through symbols. A bigger house, a bigger following, a bigger statement. But deep down, the insecurity never leaves. Because security built on symbols vanishes the moment those symbols change. So how do you break free from this silent panic? It starts with remembering where security actually comes from. Not from money, but from competence. When you know you can rebuild, you stop fearing collapse. That's why true entrepreneurs rarely stay broke for long. They've already seen disaster and realized, I was the value all along. Their skills, discipline, and perspective are assets no market can steal. Wealth is external. Confidence is internal capital. The second step is separation. Separate self-worth from net worth. Your income doesn't define your intelligence, your humanity, or your legacy. You existed before the money. You'll exist after it. Once you see that truth clearly, fear begins to fade. Third, practice detachment. Every night, imagine losing everything and feel the peace that comes when you realize you'd still breathe, still think, still start again. Detachment isn't apathy, it's power. It means you control money instead of money controlling you. Fourth, replace comparison with gratitude. Instead of measuring what you could lose, measure what you've already gained. Gratitude shrinks fear because it tells the brain, I'm already safe. That single thought quiets the ancient alarm ringing inside you. Finally, stop worshiping stability. The desire for absolute safety is the most dangerous illusion of all. Life has never been safe. It's movement, uncertainty, evolution. The people who thrive aren't those who hide from risk. They're the ones who dance with it calmly. They treat loss as feedback, not failure. So next time you feel anxious about money, whether you have $10 or 10 million, ask yourself, am I trying to protect wealth, or am I trying to protect ego? Because ego is insatiable. It always wants more proof that you're valuable. But real value doesn't vanish when numbers change. The rich aren't cursed because they have money. They're cursed because they mistake money for meaning. The day you stop doing that, you become untouchable. Because you'll finally understand the truth every free mind learns eventually. You don't own money. You own the ability to make it again. Tomorrow, we'll talk about the other side of this equation, how men unknowingly use money to attract love and status, and why it often drives both away. See you in the next one.